he doesn't necessarily change ball speeds and trajectory the way other stars at the quarterback position do in the National Football League, and he can get a lot better at it, and it'll make him an even better player.
You know, Tim, I totally agree. And another part of Collins' game is that he needs to be able to get through his progression. Listen, he's got 4 or 5 receivers out there. Let's use them without a doubt. You can't lock in on one guy and expect that guy to always be open. Collins here, he's looking downfield, recognizes the defense. This can't happen. There's 3 guys there. That's a force. Young quarterbacks, look at that. Get to your check down. Get to the next receiver. Here again, he looks to the left. Listen, this guy's covered. He's indecisive. He runs out. My suggestion is focus on getting to your secondary receivers. Find your checkdowns. Some of the best decisions that a quarterback makes throughout the course of a game and throughout the course of a season is basically finding those guys that aren't 15 to 20 yards down the field. They're the checkdowns right in front of you that if you complete them, they keep drives alive. That's what Colin needs to work on.
Colin Kaepernick, that bum. He's
terrible.
It's too bad he couldn't be any good.
Let us tell you that.
Yeah, you know what? That's why we sit here. A few months removed from turning 38, Peyton Manning is not slowing down, and according to the Denver Broncos strength and conditioning coach, he's not expecting that to happen anytime soon. He says, in my mind, Peyton could play another 3 to 5 years. I just don't think it's crazy to think like that. Manning turned 38 in March. No fewer than 7 Hall of Fame quarterbacks, including names like Joe Montana, Dan Marino, and John Elway, played their final NFL game at age 38. Manning was the league's oldest starting quarterback last season and the second oldest quarterback to throw a pass behind Matt Hasselbeck. And Mark, you threw your last pass in the NFL at 41.
Yes.
So it can be done. When you look at Peyton Manning, how long can he continue to play at a high level?
You're talking about Peyton Manning here. He's one of the best, maybe the best quarterback to ever play. And so the rules really don't apply.
That's energy. Listen, he can go on. Also, can he physically do it? You know, he'll tell you he can, but listen, you get to 38 years old, you start to feel a little bit. So if he has the passion, if he feels like he can do it, there's no reason to think that Peyton can't go on and play more years.
You know, it's interesting, Mark, because we talked a few weeks ago, and I asked you what that first training camp was like, or even that first NFL game when you weren't playing. And I was surprised because you said what you really felt was relief. It was time, and you knew your body physically just couldn't do it anymore.
I think most quarterbacks, they know when it's time. You know, Brett Favre was one of those guys. He got to the end. He could have played two more seasons. But Brett said that, hey, I just lost the passion. The meetings got old. The practices got stale. I just didn't have it anymore. Now, on the field, he could still play tough. He could still throw the ball. But he knew when it was time to move on.
Yeah, wait. Let's be clear. He knew, he didn't know, he knew, he didn't know.
The fifth time he knew.
Yeah, the fifth time he was really sure.
But that's an interesting point because I think I think Brett still today would love playing. I think it's the preparation part of it that became monotonous and boring. I don't know that Peyton is like that. I think Peyton, football has become a drug that's an addiction in terms of trying to get better. And so talk about a guy that I think loves the preparation as much as he loves the playing, which is a unique combination. He threw 55 touchdown passes this past year. So, look, it is not normal. It's not normal to think he's done what he's done. Most guys get a decade as a starter. He's obviously started for a very long time. Every now and then there's somebody that's the outlier. He's certainly the outlier.
That's an outlier. I think you have to underscore Mark's point. This is Peyton Manning. The rules,
they don't apply.
The stats, the numbers, they just don't apply. Just last month, he was the NFL's first overall pick in the draft. And since then, Jadeveon Clowney has been busy adjusting to life at the next level.
You know, you finally realize what it takes to be a pro. You got to just keep going every day. There's really no light at the end of the tunnel. You know, it's every day a grind. You know, you got to wake up every day, compete. No matter how you're feeling, you just got to go.
And as a number of high-profile players get set to start their sophomore campaign, we look closely